Hey guys, Ben here. Welcome back to my channel. In case you're new, I like to do reviews on some of my favorite 3D Blu-ray titles, and on occasion some 4K titles as well. Today I'll be doing a short review on The Little Mermaid, the original Disney classic, brought back to us in 4K Ultra High Definition. Now, just to give you a few quick tech specs on this, it is rated G. The film is 1 hour and 23 minutes long, presented in 1:78 widescreen, so it will fill up the whole TV screen without any black bars. And we have an upgraded Dolby Atmos track with this. So I'm just going to share with you a quick couple thoughts about the picture quality on this. I'll share what I don't like and then what I do like. So, what I noticed that I thought kind of distracted me from the film a little bit was that it seems on the 4K version of this, you tend to notice a little bit more artifacts here and there pop out throughout the movie. Like in the first scene when Eric's ship starts to come across the ocean, you see little black squiggly lines here and there, and I'm sure this is common with most older animated movies, but you see it more in the 4K version. Also, I noticed that there seems to be a little bit of tearing, like when people were moving in fast motion, it would seem like it got a little blurry a little bit, kind of like when you're playing a video game. Also, sometimes there were outlining of objects that would look a little bit like, I want to say like crosstalk, like in Chapter 5 when we meet Scuttle, the seagull, for the first time. You see him, but then it looks like there's a little bit of a slight ghosting effect. Most people probably wouldn't notice it, but I pay close attention to detail in these movies, and I did notice it. It didn't happen too much throughout the movie, but like I said, it was enough for me to notice. Certain scenes did seem very, very good with upgraded HDR. Perfect example of this would probably be in Chapter 6 when we meet Ursula for the first time. Her cave is naturally dark, so we have those inky blacks, but then there are backgrounds in the cave that brighten up with a lot of color and contrast, like the rocks that her two little eels are hiding under. I tend to notice a lot more detail in that I didn't notice in the 1080p version. Also, same thing when she washes up onto the shore with Eric, and you see a lot more color and detail in the sand and the rocks. You see heavy HDR usage in the scene where you see Eric's castle for the first time. So it seems like there's a pretty fair amount of upgrade in color and resolution. There were some scenes where the colors did look a little bit washed out, but it wasn't too many. I'd say a perfect example would be Chapter 7, when Ariel is with Flounder and they're going through her collection of items that she's collected over the years. It seems like Flounder isn't a yellow color anymore. If you don't remember, he's that yellow fish friend of hers. It seems more like he was a washed out white or gray color with maybe just a hint of yellow. Of course, that could be because the moonlight was supposed to be shining down on them, but I don't remember him looking that washed out. Other than that, I thought the picture quality was really good on it. As far as audio goes, we have an upgraded Dolby Atmos track. The 1080p version had a 7.1 DTS HD master audio track. I have to say, I didn't notice that much of a difference. As with most Disney Dolby Atmos soundtracks, I could hear the ceiling effects, but it just seems like with all of these Disney releases, they're not loud enough. I always feel like I need to turn up the volume or the levels of my Atmos speakers. Of course I don't. I feel like I shouldn't have to. I can still hear them, but I just wish that it was a little bit louder. You did hear those effects in Chapter 4 when Ariel and Flounder come across that sunken ship and they get into that chase scene with the shark. You hear a lot of wooden debris falling overhead. Nothing too fancy though. I thought for sure I'd hear a lot of that when it came to the end with the big giant Ursula battle. I didn't hear too much of it then either. Or I guess I did, but like I said, it wasn't loud enough for me to really notice. Same thing with the surround rear and left speakers. It didn't seem like those were loud enough either. Dialogue was crisp and clear. This is definitely not a demo-worthy Atmos track though. My bass wasn't really put to the test, but what do you expect? It's an old animated movie. So, looking back on the 1080p version, I also own the 3D copy as well. I have to say, if you already have the 3D copy along with the 2D 1080p version, I'd say stick with this. I found the 1080p 3D version to be a whole lot more immersive. Colors, I'd say were probably a little bit better on the 4K version, but not that much. If you don't own the movie, and you don't want to go out of your way looking for a 3D version, then I'd say pick up the 4K copy. Either one, they're both good. I tend to lean more towards this one. But that's my review. Tell me what you think. If you have it already, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Have a great day.